Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, a.k.a. Barrel Scraping Dave, and I am here for you guys with a video. Which Bachelor got roasted? This random nice lady here says he was the most miserable person I have ever met. I'm going to share that with you in possibly 4 to 6 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes. Maybe 90 seconds. I don't really know. I don't do scripts. I just talk to you guys in what I like to call mealtime videos, MLTs. They last between 8 to 20 minutes long. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I got a new reel I just posted, a stand-up comedy clip from my show last night. And I'm also on Patreon right now, patreon.com/Dave Neal, private bonus content, membership-only community that you can be a part of. There's something like 200 plus of you guys. I appreciate you. You really help the channel out. So we're going to get into it. As you guys know, I've been the self-appointed
Barrel Scraping Dave.
And I am here.
That's rubbish, Dave.
With rubbish for you guys. I found rubbish at the bottom of the barrel. What is that? I found love in a hopeless place? No, I found rubbish in the bottom of the barrel.
Barrel Scraping
and
Dave.
That's me, and it's the off season, and we're going to get into it. Now let's start it off. I got this, but this was a nice photo of me from that web shoot, that movie, that short film I did on Wednesday. But either way, I got this comment on my last video. And again, I know these are all well-meaning comments. Obviously, I don't know this person's name or their icon, so we're not here to shame anybody. And most comments are usually, positive, or at least mean well. Good intentions. Dave, your intros tend to be 2+ minutes on a 10-minute video. Could you consider doing some videos of jumping into the content related to the title and then putting the random extras at the end? And then I wrote back, it's a constant battle. But here's what I really thought about the matter. While it may annoy some, there's a method to the madness. Giving people all the info in the first portion of a video will lead to a shorter average viewer duration, which means YouTube will probably promote the video to less people. Very few of my videos are under 10 minutes long for this purpose. If people come to my channel primarily to receive information and not entertainment, they most likely aren't interested in me, and then I'm just a commodity of information. Disposable. But since my channel is really a commentary channel, I'd rather have folks click the video and let me take you on a ride of caffeinated proportions. This won't be for everyone. And I must remind you guys, sometimes you have to crack an egg to make an omelet. You can't please everybody. You got to do what's you. Every once in a while, I get rubbish, but sometimes we get a good old-fashioned national anthem. We live in a world where we get to give commentary and, anyway. So like I said, it's not for everybody, which is totally fine. I get comments like this all the time once I post this. I don't know how the F you deal with this BS. I'm annoyed for you. Every damn day it's something. Just know your true peeps could watch you read the damn phone book. You bring too much joy to my life, and just wanted you to know that. And I appreciate you guys a lot. And I'm not here to rub that person's comment in the dirt or, expose anybody. It ain't like that. But for those that are interested, here's a video I made a few days ago. It's the off-season, baby. This video had 4,600 views and made $45. Hey, not bad. $45 to read Matt James, quotes, right? But what you see here when you look at engagement in the behind the scenes is the average viewer duration, 7 minutes long. That's good. If you're making YouTube content and you can get the audience to watch 50% of your video, you're going to skyrocket, baby. And that isn't easy. You might say, hey, Dave, if you put all the content up front, maybe you'd have more viewers. That may be true too. But I'm trying to stretch it, baby, not in a way that takes you away from other things you should be doing, but just to say, hey, if you want the bare bones information, you can go on to Instagram, bachelornation.scoop. You can go to Reality Steve on Twitter. There's all these other places that'll give you the tweets right then and there. That's just not what we're doing. We're not all about that. So that's what you can. So anyway, afterwards, Marie Sharp, boy, if you don't know Marie Sharp, you got to go to Belize. Let me tell you, you put a little Marie Sharp on your biscuits, oh boy, you're going to be living life. Anyway, it's a hot sauce. That they make with the carrots. Oh, is it good? Anyway, this is her edited response. Dave, your intros tend to be 2+ minutes. We got that. And then she said at least 1/5 of the video is irrelevant. I'll be honest, I think more like 3/5 of my videos are My videos are at least 80% irrelevance. That's my middle name. Literally, look it up. Dave Irrelevance Coleman Neal. When it's every video, it is an ask for your viewers to keep doing that on every video. Those minutes add up quickly, or I'm guessing many fast forward through the blah blah and get to the content. Could you consider doing some videos of jumping into the content related to the title and then putting the random extras at the end? Listen, it's a polite ask, and I appreciate you, Marie Sharp. I really do. This isn't me judging you whatsoever. I'm just letting you know that's not what we do. If I have a breaking news video, I give you that information right off the top of the bed. Breaking news, Chris Harrison's been fired. You know what I mean? I get right into it for breaking news videos. So to answer your question, yes, there are videos where that will be the case. This isn't. Now, if you're someone who goes, oh my gosh, all I wanted to do was watch the person who got roasted on the thing, I totally get it. I totally understand your struggle. That's coming up very shortly. But 80% of my videos are irrelevant and irreverent, and that's what I like to do. So ever since barrel scraping Jebediah started this foundation in 1823, we've been getting scraped barrel all over our foreheads to provide you with the most irreverency. So if you remember Marilyn Monroe's quote, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Then don't forget barrel scraping Dave's response. If you can't handle me at my blah blah, then you sure as hell don't deserve my barrel scraping. And that's me, old barrel scraping rubbish Dave Neal.
Barrel scraping Dave.
That's rubbish, Dave.
So let's get into it. Here's our story. All right, just like I said, 5, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, whoever knows how far we are, let's get into it. Here's somebody who went on a date with Nick Viall, small YouTuber Nick Viall, and of course, one of the bigger names in the Bachelor franchise. I think he's done the show 4 different times, happily in his relationship with fellow Call Her Daddy guest, Natalie Joy. And by the way, Joy, beautiful name, Joy. Here's what a random person had to say from a date with him. Before I even play this, I'm just going to say we should all hope that we're never judged by our bad dates. I think this is a little foolish of someone to talk about, but let's just have a listen.
I do have one more kind of funny story, and this story might upset some people because, come to find out, I guess a lot of girls like this guy, but not for me. So again, probably like 7 years ago, I matched with this guy in an app. We met for coffee. He was the most miserable person I've ever sat across from.
Now, before we finish this, I have to tell you, her eyebrow game is very good. Ladies, do you just take a comb and just bring it straight over? Is it like a peekaboo? I mean, how does this work? These eyebrows are just pointed right to the upper chakra, the third eye right there. Which I received some comments from my last video from Teresa. Says, come for Bachelor news, stay for the eyebrow expertise. Now, I'm no expert in eyebrows, but I will tell you, I do try my best to point out a good eyebrow when I see it. All right, back to the game here.
In my life, like so negative, so pessimistic, only talked about himself, would only talk about how much he hated LA and all the people in LA. And I'm like, you're on a date with a girl who lives in LA. Like, this is weird. Wouldn't say what he did for work, which will make sense when I reveal who he is. But anyway, later that night, I was telling my roommate about how horrible the date was, and I showed her his profile, and she was like, Lindsay, that's Nick Viall from The Bachelor, or however you say his name. I don't know. I've never seen the show.
I don't know either.
So I genuinely had no idea who he was. So when I asked him what he did for work, he probably was like, this girl knows who I am, and she's just being so weird. Anyway, I didn't know, but I'm sorry if you like him. He was miserable. Not for me. Not for me, not a good time. I have to say, the only thing more annoying than saying what you do for work, it's like when it's your birthday, but you have like casual friends that don't know it's your birthday. I hate when people don't say it's their birthday. You know, it's like, say it's your birthday. But then when you say, oh, hey guys, it's my birthday, everyone's like, oh my gosh, happy birthday. You're like, oh, you know, I'm a piece of shit. Don't worry about me. But it's like, you know that vibe where you're like, I want people to know, but I don't. I feel like it's the same when you've been on The Bachelor. It's like, it's a part of his identity. You know, if she doesn't know who he is, cool. But like, in some of the comments are despicable as always. Go, oh my gosh, he's not relevant. Only people in Bachelor Nation would know him. Yeah, that may be true, but Bachelor Nation is still pretty big that a lot of people do know him. So it just reminds me of this time I went on this date, and it was and we had a bottle of wine, and my father just died a couple days earlier, and we were getting kind of drunk, and I remember
I just like had to talk about it, and I was like a sad person, but I was also like, I wasn't like weeping sad, but the more I talked about it, I probably got like kind of emotional. And I was just thinking in hindsight, imagine if I was like some sort of celebrity and not just a barrel scraper, but a real celebrity. Imagine the person who was on the date with me being like, yeah, I went on a date with Dave Neal. He cried and talked about his dead dad. You'd be like, oh, this guy's a nightmare. So the point being is that we're not always at our best self. And yeah, maybe she went on a bad date. As some people said, maybe he just wasn't that into her, or maybe he was like, yeah, maybe he was in one of those ruts. I remember once I was working this project and I was going through a bad breakup, and there was a female on set, and I was like talking to the female, the lady on set about my breakup. And then I didn't get the social cues that she was done hearing me bitch about it, and she like walked away, and I was like continued to casually talk, and I could just, and then like a while later I got the hint. Oh my gosh, she was trying to avoid me. I was that guy. I couldn't believe it. You never know in the moment. I was like, I was that guy. I was that sad sap who was trying to like, make a friend, and they thought I was the creep, or I was the annoying person that didn't know boundaries or all those things. So the point being is that it exists out there for all of us, and Nick's in a happy place with this relationship. So when you see videos like this, they're very self-serving. There is some mild tea there. Someone had commented, this is kind of mean. I don't get the point of doing things like this. Like, people who are in a negative place are usually just unhappy. Way to shit on someone, though. I'm sure that'll help him be more optimistic. And then someone said, I was going to come here and say this. It doesn't mean that they're at the same place. He was at his low point at that time, and he has done a lot of growth. Yeah, you have to remember, he was a villain. He was made to be the villain of his season. And it's like, if people don't know you were on the show, they can't relate to it. But you have to walk around not knowing if people are whispering at you or checking you out or taking a photo behind your back. And for someone who's probably introverted like Nick Viall, it makes you it must be very tough. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. My last thought here, by the way, Susan, thank you, said 5-star intro. My last thought is that they're not really intros to my videos. They're just other content, right? So I like to think that I do add, and again, I'm not apologizing for what I do here. Sometimes I get more to the point than others. Sometimes my brain's just a loose cannon. But sometimes the loose cannons, and maybe this is just some tips for all of you guys out there. Like, maybe we need to trust our intuition more when we just go off on tangents. Like, trust our brains a little bit more to just go out there and be weird and don't conform. And if that doesn't work for everybody, I totally get it. I'll be the first one to say, if I'm not for you and you need to buy out on me, no big deal. But in the meantime, barrel scraping we will, and barrel scraping we must. All right, folks, more content coming your way. I got a video blowing up right now on the Dave Neal Show. If you want to go check that out, go watch it over there. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
That's rubbish, Dave.
You cut the crap.